everybody. Come in a little closer today. Ooh, that's better. Everybody's joining on. Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing great this weekend. Had a fun and safe Halloween. We were lucky. We just, our neighborhood set up a driveway Halloween thing, and that was really, really fun. It was really sweet. We don't have a whole lot of kids here, but we got, you know, a few, and that was really cute. It's fun to see what everybody dresses up as. So, well, welcome to Facebook Live Sunday here at the Beehive. Today we're going to be doing something really fun that I like to do. I've been playing with a little bit lately, and it's quite interesting. If you happen to be on the actual Baby Lock Run Solaris group, I've shown this on there, and it's really fun. It really can really take your anything to the next level. You can do whatever you want with this function. So we're going to be in the embroidery function today more than anything. I'm just getting the Solaris warmed up here. The Meridian warmed up. And so you can do this in your, I'm sure, I can't remember, but I'm going to say I'm 99% positive that you can do this in Destiny. If you can't, let me know. You can do this in the Meridian Altair and the Solaris and Solaris 2. You know, if you have another machine brand, maybe you can do this in yours. I'm not quite sure. We have gotten a lot of new members, and I really appreciate you guys. And some of you don't have the machines that I work on, and that's okay. Maybe you can learn something from my little show here and kind of apply it to your machine and what you like to do. So hang on. You might get a little bit of tips and tidbits there. We love having you here. Also, this technique is on the comparable brother machines as well. So I wanted to play with decorative stitching, but if you go to the embroidery section of your machine on the Altair Meridian or the Solaris, possibly the Destiny, there are embroidered decorative stitches, and you're like, well, what am I going to do with those? Well, I wanted to show you. So Linda, thanks. Yeah, she's adorable. If we dressed Lacey up as a cowgirl, that's my sister's fault. She got her the most adorable little cowgirl hat with pigtails and put a bandana around her, and she was when Jason was walking her last night, she was the talk of the town. She was adorable. Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. But also, there's been a few questions about how to refine my videos, and you know, how to do this, how do I go about finding this and that on the page. And I wanted to walk through that, especially because most of us use a excuse me, a device versus a computer to watch videos and rewatch my live videos. So I wanted to go through that with you guys. I have made a video about it, but it's probably way down in the ranks of videos, so you may not be able to find it. So I think every couple hundred people we get on, we'll just go ahead and redo that and re-show you, and that way we can make sure that you're able to see all the videos that you would like to see. Unfortunately, Facebook doesn't have a great system of saving the videos right? And that's why I number my videos. And I'm going to show you a trick I use when I have to go back to my own videos to find something or to tag you guys. This will make it a lot easier so you can go. I will be making a running list, keep a running list of each video name, and that'll be posted in the file section. So that way you can go back through and go, okay, well, I was looking for that video on embroidered decorative stitches. So you can go look on that list and it'll say 18, and then I'll show you how to go about it from there. Can't believe I've done 18 videos already. I think that's amazing. Now, every time you post on one of my posts, what it does is it brings it back to the front or to the top of the Facebook group page. And so it may have looked like very recently one of my older posts got reposted up to the top, and it said, we got 500 members, yay, we're going to do a giveaway. No, that was already done. That's already been done. So we are actually at 651 right at this moment, which I can't believe. And you know, every 250 members we get, I do a big giveaway. So we've got 100 more to go. And if you want to, so I'm going to ask you, go ahead and share the group with your friends, and you can also share it on other groups only if you ask the administrator first. So please make sure you do that. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. So you've seen we get members so fast. So once we hit 750, then of course we'll do another great giveaway, and so yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with that. The other thing I wanted to say is, you guys, your pillows or your the font embroidery that we did 2 weeks ago, oh my God. And you're still working on them and posting them. Y'all did so great. They were beautiful. So keep doing those. I'm going to do a fall one, and I'll post a picture of that when it's done. I'm thinking about every season, or maybe every month I'll do one. That might be kind of cool, a monthly one. So, yeah, post your pictures. Y'all did so good on that. Oh my gosh, you blew me away. Earlier this week, we had the Bowl Cozy class. That was a pay class, a private class. You can still sign up for that class and go rewatch it and do the project. It is still $20. But, oh my gosh, y'all blew me away with your bowls. And you've seen some of the bowl cozies posted on this actual group, and y'all have done a great job. Beautiful fabrics, beautiful designs. Y'all did amazing. So thanks for joining me for that. That was a lot of fun. I had a great time teaching you guys that. And it ran, I can't remember if it ran about 2.5 to 3 hours. It was my first class that I've done by Facebook Live, so I wasn't really sure. I didn't even put an end time because I didn't know how long it would take us to go through that. And that one went pretty darn quick. And y'all did great. And that shows me that I can do more classes on Facebook Live as a private class for you guys. And we did great. We had fun. I thought we had fun. So, yeah. So let me quickly show you what we will be talking about today. So if you love to crazy quilt, or just if you're in quilting, now this is not what this feature is only used for. It's just what I am a quilter. I love to use this feature for. So I like to make crazy quilt blocks, especially when I get some cute fabrics like this, like fabric lines, and you don't know what to do with them. Just hack them up and sew them all together. That's what sewing's all about, is cutting fabric and then sewing it back together. So what I did is, like traditional crazy quilting, you remember way back in the days, the ladies would hand stitch the seam area, but we don't have to do that anymore. This is where I use the Embroidered Decorative Stitches. And we've got so many in there to choose from. Look how cute. Look how cute that is. So that's one way to use the Embroidered Decorative Stitches. The other way is, let's say you bought a new pair of sheets and you just wanted to add a little bit of sweetness to it, and you want to run a decorative stitch all the way down. Now you could totally do the decorative stitch in your sewing machine, but why not do it in the embroidery machine? It's really cool, especially when you have like a border hoop. That makes it really quick and really easy. So, and I'll grab my border hoop and just kind of show you what that looks like here in a little bit. Or a magnetic hoop, if you have a magnetic hoop. And you can just go about your business. And I'll talk about what stabilizers you could use for that and all that. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's see. So why don't we do this first? Why don't we go over to my iPad and we will, I'm sorry, you know my allergies are terrible. We'll go over to the iPad and I'm going to show you how to refine the videos. So that way you can go back and rewatch any video you'd like. And I have a little trick that I like to do for it. So, okay, I'm going to get you switched over here and get my leg out the way. And let's do that. All right, so you know if you get dizzy, I'm going to be turning the camera around, so just hang on for a second. All right. Now I got this cool new thing from, let's turn that light off, to hold my iPad, which I think is really neat, but it's really stiff, so I'm going to try to bring it as close as I can into camera here. Kind of just floats. It's amazing. So let's get you guys a little closer. Can I zoom? Ooh, I can zoom in on Facebook Live. What? Didn't know I could do that. Well, I was going to try to bring it really close to the screen here. And it keeps getting lower each time I do that. So, okay. Well, that's kind of good. So we can kind of see. You're the gadget queen. Girl, I'm trying. I just ordered some new equipment too. A new camera and all kind of stuff. It's been really fun. Okay. Now here I am at the beehive. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so it's not so glary. And maybe zoom in just a hair. So... okay, so we're looking at an iPad, and we're looking, when you're looking for videos or past anything in the group from what we've done before, this is what it's going to look like on an iPad or an iPhone. Now, if you're watching off of a computer, there's just going to be a couple things that are different. It's almost easier on a computer, but I hardly ever use my computer for that. So, what you want to do is, like I said earlier, I'm going to make a list and put it in the file section. Hopefully, I think I have it almost done and it's about ready to be posted. And let's say that I wanted to go and rewatch all the videos. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the word photos. So I'm going to tap on photos, and when you're looking at, oh, look, there's the baby. When you're looking at your photo screen inside of the group, now we're in the group, and I'm going to select photos again. What you'll notice is there's all my photos or anything that anyone's ever posted throughout the group, but my videos are in there too. And how do you find out which one are the videos? Well, you're going to look, and let's see if we can get in close here, for anything that has a play symbol by it, right here. Okay, so then if I tap it, oh, that's me right now. So let's get rid of that. So that one's right now. Let's go to a really old one. Now you're probably going, I don't even know what it's going to say. Well, that's why I'm going to make the list and help you out. Okay, let's say this one. Now, this is a photo. This is Mary Van Ness pillow. So cute, Mary. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so that's a regular photo. But if you're looking for a video, you're going to look for this little play button right here, the little arrow. So you just tap that, and then what will happen, let me turn it down so you don't have to hear me yakking. What's going to happen is that's the actual video. So let me move it a little forward here. And you can see that I'm working in that video right now. So that's one easy way to find the videos. Now, once you have the list, once I put the list up, what you're going to do is you're going to read the list. And let's say you want to look at class 12. Remember, they're all going to be numbered. Remember this little trick. If you can remember this little trick, it's going to help you a lot. So what you're going to do is you're going to be in the normal screen, the normal group screen, and you're going to look for your search area. Okay? Oh, someone's got a sad face. I'm sorry, mad face. Okay, so what I'm going to do is tap right here, and then I'm going to go to my numbers, and let's say I wanted to find number 12 video. I'm going to tap 12, period, and then the space bar. So remember, the number, a period, and then the space bar. And then I'll hit search or enter, and you can scroll down, and it's going to show you all kinds of stuff. But I want you to start looking for anything that says Forever BB Louise right here. It may even say my name. And right there, I know it's kind of hard to see, but it says 12, period. And then I hit the space bar, using IQ Designer to make borders. And then that way I can find a video super quickly. And here's the video right here. Let me just scroll through so you can see something actually. Oh, look, there's me talking about bowl cozies. Okay, so let's talk about it on a computer. Now we're gonna I don't have my computer on, so we're just gonna act like we're doing it on the computer. Okay, so if you are on a computer, this is what you're going to see. Instead of photos, you're gonna see the word media. Click on the word media, and what is really helpful, and I wish they would do this on Facebook, is they separate your photos from your videos. So once you click that word media in your computer, you can select the word videos, and all the videos will be right there. I wish they did that on the iPad version or your ISO or your Android, but unfortunately they don't. So that's the easiest way for me to find videos. So I'll do that one more time. Let's say I wanted to look for video number 5. I'm going to select search in Forever BB Louise right here. I'm going to go 5, period, space bar. And then I go search, and it's going to pull up all kind of weird stuff, but look for Forever BB Louise, and here it is. Oops, let me go back to it. It says 5, using IQ Designer to make keychains and ornaments. Woo! That one was a fun one, wasn't it, guys? That was one of the early ones. So, hopefully that's helped, especially with new members, and it'll be a little bit easier for you guys to find things you would like to go back to, and rewatch some videos if you like. So, any questions about that before we get started? I'll just wait half a second. So today I am going to, we're going to work on the decorative stitches. I do have something planned for it. Now I showed you a moment ago that I have done that on right here on this crazy quilt block on what to do. And let me see what Jacqueline said. You can go to search and type in videos and it will only bring up. You are kidding me, Jackie. Ooh, let's try that real quick. Hold on one second, guys. I just want to see this. I don't always get to see. Yeah, Kathleen, I know. And that's, because I live in a weird area. Since I'm ahead of everybody, unless you live on this side of the country, that's why I tried to make it as late as possible so everybody could watch it. Now, Jacqueline said, hey, go up here in the search bar and type in video. Let's do that while we're here. She said videos. Okay, let's go to videos and search. Yep, there's a video. So yeah, you can do that, and you'll see some with the play button there. So that's a way to do it too. So yeah, you can definitely try that too. Absolutely. Look at there. Good job. So see, there's all kind of different techniques out there. Thanks, Jacqueline. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay. So let's talk about these embroidered decorative stitches. We're not using the IQ Designer at all today because this is built into your embroidery section of your machine. So let me grab the little sample that I want to stitch on for you guys. Here's another one. Boop-a-boop. I was planning... I always plan, I'm like, oh, I can make a whole quilt out of these. By the time I got done with 2, I was like, it's going to be a wall hanging. Because I have so much time. Okay. I don't know if you've been in the group for a while, we worked on in one video how to quilt with IQ Designer. And what I did was, let me see if I can get the light back on. There we go. What we did is we went in and quilted like a little area just to, you know, show you how you could use that and your app, your either scanning function or the app for the Meridian Altair. And we did this right here. And I never finished it with, I never really went back through and finished anything on it. So I said, well, let's put some decorative stitches right here, just right here. Well, the great thing with the app or the scanning feature is you can really get it into that area. It is a little tricky and it does take a little bit of time, but that's why I'm here to teach you how to do it, because it's fun. So I am going to hoop this really quickly. I'm just going to step away and hoop it really quickly. And I am using, since I'm using the Meridian, I will be using the hoop with the sensor marks on them. This is my 9.5 by 9.5. And I will use, so I guess I need to turn you guys around so you can watch this. And I will be using my app to take a picture of it to send it over. Now, if you have a Destiny or Solaris or even a Dream Machine or Luminaire, you're going to use the scanning app. But for us, when I'm working on, and we'll play with that in a little bit, but a lot of people in here have the scanning app, the actual app, and I like to show you guys how to use that. So, if I were doing a quilt for this, all I have to do is have basically my quilt top, some sort of batting, and then a backing. And what I want to do is kind of center this in the hoop, but I don't, depending on what size it is, maybe I'll be able to get this whole thing. I'm just going to center it completely in the hoop. And I am kind of doing this visually, so it may not be perfect. I don't care. I've got a camera. So I'm going to take my top hoop and just go ahead and hoop this, just like this. Okay. I always like, did I leave it over here? I did. I always like to make sure I give it a little bit of a turn. Make sure it's nice and tight in there. And make sure everything feels good in the hoop. The other thing I probably want to do is go ahead and make sure my embroidery is selected in the well, let's see. Maybe I should start out that way. So I am going to turn you, and sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy. I'm going to turn around because I don't want to mess this up. I want to make sure that we get this good. Okay, here we go. Because you know me, guys. I'm always forgetting to do something. But I get so excited when I'm teaching that I do forget. Okay, let's look at our screens. Now I've got that hooped. I'm ready to go. And let's see. Let's get you nice and right there, right where everybody can see you. Okay, perfect. Let's turn the light off because it always looks better with it off. And maybe even down a little bit more. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm at my embroidery screen, and let me go back home just so we can show you. So I'm not an IQ designer. Where I am is I'm going to go to my, Anna? Sensitive little angel here. I'm going to go to my embroidery, and then I'm going to go look for the function that has the decorative stitches. Now, you will always have some sort of folders somewhere on the screen, but generally right now with the machines in number 6, that's going to be your decorative stitches. So let's go grab that. Now, what you're going to notice is you have 3 different things happening here. You have 1, your decorative stitches. 2, if you ever want to do buttonholes, there you go. If you want to do pretty little decorative buttonholes, it'll add a little design around the buttonhole, which is really quite sweet. You can select that. But for our purpose today, we're just going to select the decorative stitches, and let's just go select one. This one, stop. There we go. It keeps moving. Number 23 is a really good one. Now, what I'm going to do is I've selected that, and I'm just then going to set it on the screen. Now, watch when it comes in. First off, look how tiny it is. So it is a regular decorative stitch that is just like on your sewing side of your machine. So I'm going to hit set, and there you go. You can see it's pretty darn small there. So now I'm going to walk you back over to the scanning area. And if you have an Altera Meridian, this is what you're going to do to get that picture of your hoop in your machine. So Mindy says she's done several of the buttonhole. Oh, really? I haven't done any buttonholes yet. I really need to play with that, because I think it'd be great if you're making like little girls' clothes, you just want to stitch them all out at once, or a top or something like that, or pillow, or buttonholes on the back of a pillow. Okay, so now to use your app, let's get out of here. Okay, so to use your app, the one that you're going to use for this is the one that is a black color, your IQ Intuition Positioning app. Now, you may have Brother, and it's probably looks a little bit different, so don't worry about that. It's going to be the same premise. So what we're going to do when we're looking at our screen here is we don't want to use anything from the IQ Designer, because that's not what we're working on. We're working in embroidery. So I'm going to select embroidery, and it's going to tell me, it's going to say hold your smart device parallel to the embroidery frame. So I'm going to hold it up, and then it'll count. Oh, sorry, my arm's in the way. Let me get my arm out of the way. There we go. Well, you can't see my iPad anyways, because you have to kind of come up high. It's going to count, and then it'll take a picture. Let me bring it back down for you. And there's the picture of my hoop right there. And then all I have to do is hit send to the machine. And when it's done, I'll just say okay, and now I can go back over to my machine. I'm going to switch you guys back around here. And you remember I told you I just got some new equipment coming, so hopefully I won't have to make you dizzy every time I switch back and forth soon. So exciting! Okay, now, since I took that picture, move it a little bit that way. Since I took that picture, look, something came up. It says, the image was sent from your mobile app. Do you want to update it? Do you want to bring it on screen? I'm going to say, heck yeah. So I'm going to say, okay. And then Mabel becomes pretty picky. She says, can you put that frame on, girl? And I'm going to say, yeah, girl, let me put that frame on. So I'm just sliding my frame onto the machine. And then I'm going to say, okay. And then say, okay again. And there's my design, or excuse me, there's my background. Now, what I might want to do is lighten that background up a little bit so I can see what's happening a little bit better. But here, let me just bring this up so you can see. There is my design right there. So you can always turn your background off by selecting this button or bringing it back on. So let me see if there's a way to lighten up my background just a little bit. So I'm going to go to the settings and let's just see. We never know. There might be something in there. If there's not, then we work with what we work with, right? Okay, so I'm going to just start at the very first screen. There may not be a way. Well, I guess I just got to work with what I got to work with. So, and I'm okay with that. Really, I am. I just want to make sure that what I'm going to be able to do is when I make this longer, when I add on to this, and I'm probably going to turn this off until I get done with that area right there. Now, what you can do is you can always come in here on your design. I'm going to turn you just a little bit and measure your area that you're going to. Excuse me, I almost knocked you over. So I'm looking, and I know it's hard for you to see, but I'm looking at about 5 1/4 inches from this point to this point. So if I look at my little embroidery design right here, my decorative stitch, it's about 1.5 inches. So I know I can at least get, maybe 4 of those in there. But that still may be too long. So we're going to have to play with that. Now, how do I make it where I'm not just stitching one out at a time? Super easy. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I think my screen's just a little too dark, is I'm going to turn that background off for just a moment. And I'm going to move it back to the center. So I'm giving myself a guesstimation of about 4 of these little things right here. 4 of this little design. Well, how do I do that and make it nice and aligned and perfect? You have a function on your machine that's kind of like a bordering function. But you can do a lot of things with it. It's really cool. So if I select that, the first thing that I want to do is I want to take and move this guy up just a little bit. It's going to give me some more room there to play with. I have these functions here. Now, if I wanted to make this design repeat going down and going in an up and down fashion, then I'm going to want this to be selected on an up and down blocks. If I wanted them to go sideways, then I would select this one. But we're just going to leave it on the natural one, or the one that's pretty much defaulted, the up and down. Now what I want to do is I want to add 3 more of that same design there. And what I'm going to use is this little button right here that has the plus sign at the bottom of those 3 boxes. So when I tap that, do you see what happened? It added 1 on. I'm going to tap it one more time, and it added another 1 on. And then I'm going to add 1 more because I figured out that I might need 4 of those. This almost is probably going to be too long. So I can always come in here and make these go closer together, but I want you to notice when you use this, what happens. And let's see if I can get a little bit closer for you guys so you can really see what happened there. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And let's see, I'm going to reset it. I'm going to add. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. Let's just restart. There we go. So let's move it up. I'm going to add some of those on there. Now, there's a button that you have right here that brings them closer together or further away. If I use the one that makes them get closer together, it's not changing the size, it's actually bringing them closer together. And do you see what happens when you use that? Yep, it stacks them right on top of each other. That's not what I want to happen. So I'm just going to go back and kind of start over here. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring you guys back out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move it back up. I'm going to add, add, add. And then I'll select OK. Now, what I have noticed, and this happens in the Solaris, and I'm not sure if it's going to happen here. So I want to test something. Right now, it is telling me that it's grouped. However, if I go to rotate, I don't know if it's going to do it with this one. Yep. See what happened? It told me it was grouped, but for some reason, it doesn't group them. And so what I would preferably like it to do is have that whole line move together. But when I move the line with the rotation, you see what happened? It broke it up. So I'm going to go back, and this is the fix that I found for that. So right after you pull it, you've finished designing in the border function, what you want to do is right here, this circle and dot, this helps frustration, I promise, is you are going to tap it once and then tap it again. Now when I go to rotate that, you're going to see what happens. Everything rotates together. So let's put it back there. Because we're going to use our rotate quite a bit during this process. So if I had that not selected, so let's back it up. Okay. And I went 90 degrees. Do you see what happens? So I want to make sure that when I bring this over, that you tap this once and then tap that grouping button again. And now it'll all work as one unit. Why it happens, I have absolutely no idea. But the other thing that happens is my size button blanks out. So I can't really resize it. So this is how we fix that. I'm just backing mine up so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so after I've done this area right here, remember I said I only have about 5 1/4 size right there. And you can see it's almost 6 inches. So let's just say I just finished doing this and I push OK. Before I group and ungroup, or ungroup and then group them, what I want to do is go to my size first. It's not going to let me do anything. And what I'm going to do is use this button right here to make it smaller. So it is going to bring it down just like this. And I can get it. Now it's only going to let me go so far. So I am still kind of long there. But I want to test it out first before I erase it. So I'm going to group and then group them again. I'm going to turn my background on. And I so wish this was lighter for you. But let me pull this off to the side. Can you see my stitching right there? What I need to do is start angling that. So I'm going to use my rotate, and I'm going to start in 10-degree increments. And it may be hard for you to see, and I do apologize. This actually fits perfectly. So if I come and take this and place it right where I want it, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that a little bit better. There we go. That's much better. So see, I'm taking it and rotating it, but I'm doing it I have to do it in increments. So you can see how it's not completely centered, right? So what I do have on the screen is a 1% degree rotation. So I'm just going to tap that till it starts getting straighter to go directly on top of there. And I can also use the little move buttons that it has. I'm going to go one more. That may have been one too much. And I can move it with my move buttons up and down here. Maybe down there. I'm also going to zoom in. Let me zoom in too. I'm going to get really close there. Okay, so I can see. I can see it on the phone screen or the camera screen, but not there. So I'm still off a little bit. So I'm going to take it and tweak it a little bit more. Oops. Let's move you up. Let's move you over a hair. Jeanette, with the newer machines, the Meridian and Altair, they don't have a sensor pin or the Solaris, so that's a very good question. And if you have that on the Destiny, you most likely could. I don't know a lot about that, to be honest with you, but we don't have those on these machines, so unfortunately, no, we could not. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to go with it. And I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to stitch that out. So I'm going to go embroidery. And let's see what happens. I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit. And what color do I... Oh, I don't even have a good color on here. So let's find a fun color for that. What y'all think? Maybe an orange would be fun. So it'll kind of match that. I mean, it's probably going to be super tacky, but you'll be able to see it. So let's at least just do this one that way. If I don't like it, I can always unsew it, but with my seam ripper. I am okay doing that to get it the way I like it. All right, so I'm going to thread my machine super quickly here. Oh, I need to pull the other thread out. That would be good. One of my favorite parts, the needle threader. Cha-ching. Okay, so I'm just going to drop the foot and let's see what happens. It only takes a minute to stitch out, so we can see what happens here. Now I did this on purpose. I wanted you to see what happens. Okay, it only stitched the first one out. Remember, I put it in there 4 times. Why does it do that? Well, it does that because it sees it as 4 separate embroideries. And this will happen to you, and that's why I did this. So what you want to do in that case is, before you start embroidering, or if you do this and forget so you don't have to push start each time, when you're in your embroidery screen, what you want to do is select layout, and then you're going to select the monochrome button right there. So now the rest of them, the 3 that are left, will stitch out all together. So let's watch what happens there. Marilyn, I'll get to your question in just a moment. The orange looks really pretty, by the way. I'm actually very happy with that. I love orange, and I love orange, pink, and green together. So I think I'll finish the rest of it like that. Okay. Let's take it out and take a look. Oh, how cute. Now, if it happens to start, let's say, right here, or ends right here, you can always take that stitch out. I mean, it's not going to really hurt anything. you know, or you can just ignore it like me, because I ignore things like that. I'm like, whatever, I'm not perfect. This is never going to be perfect, so I'm good to go. Now, thank you, Jacqueline. Okay, let me get to Marilyn's question. Did you make a 5-inch block, cut some in half, and then, you know what I did? These are all half square triangles, even the white part. So I cut, so I had one that's I had one green 5-inch block, one pink 5-inch block, and then 2 white ones, and cut them all at a diagonal, and then sewed them back together, and then made my little block. It's a super easy block. I like this block. Yeah, I like the orange thread too, Jeanette. I think it came out really cute. Okay, so let's do another section real quick. Hey, Jean, no worries. Okay, so let's just come and do this section right here, okay? Now, we still have our picture in there. So, since it's the same size, all I have to do is come back to my screen. If you're on the Altair Meridian, you're going to select this button and it'll bring... What? I hit the wrong one. What? No, you should bring the oh, maybe I have to hit return. Well, this is weird. Do y'all see what's happening there? So maybe I do have to take another picture. I didn't think we had to, so, because it's worked for me before. Well, let's go take another picture. Why not? I'll just run it over and take a picture real quick. Wait, maybe I had that off. Let me see. Nope. Okay. Well, see, things happen to me too. So I'm going to just quickly take a picture of it, and then I don't have to swing the camera around and make you guys dizzy. Send to the machine. There's my saying, hey. And then it's going to say, girl, put that hoop back on, and I'm going to go, okay, Mabel, stop being bossy. She is a bossy pants, by the way. Okay, so I've got it back on, and I'm going to push OK. There we go. There she is. Now, you probably can't see it, but I can see it here. Here's my design right there. Now, I could very well just go ahead and drop this over here, right? And do that. But I don't want to take up all your time, so I'm going to take it and put it over here. So how would I do that? Well, I'm just going to turn this off so we can you can watch me rotate it. Okay, let me get you a better area there. And we're going to select rotate, and I'm going to go 90 degrees. That was perfect. Now I'm going to turn my picture back on. Let's zoom in for you guys so you can see what I'm doing pretty well there. And I'm just going to use my move buttons and just kind of move it up. Whoa. That was a little too far, huh? Move it down, move it down. And, you know, all seams are not perfect. Definitely all my seams aren't perfect. So I may have to do a little tweaking. I may have to go up a little. I may have to use my degrees and the rotate to kind of get it centered in there. But let me zoom in. And let's take a look here. That's not too bad. I might just push her up a little bit. Push OK, and let me zoom out and just kind of visualize it from here. Oh no, I'm going to go for it. What you think? So I'm going to select embroidery down at the bottom. Oh, let's zoom you back out. Karen, I guess I would have to check to see if you guys have the built-in embroidery decorative stitches first. So take a look at your machine and see if you have those in the embroidery side. Otherwise, you would be scanning, and I'm going to show you that on the other machine here, instead of using the app to take a picture. Okay, so remember first I said, hey, let's go ahead and join all those colors together. So that way it'll stitch out at one time and not stop between each one. So I'm going to select this monochrome coloring here. So now everything's going to stitch out at once, and that is under your layout key when you're in the final embroidery screen. You do have them, great. Well, I'm going to be doing the scanning here in just a minute on the Solaris, which is very similar, if not the same thing, on the Destiny. So I'm going to let that stitch out really quickly, and then we're going to jump over to the Solaris. So those of you who have a Destiny or a Dream Machine or a Solaris or a, sorry, my camera's wanting to fall here, so that's why it's a little shaky. Let me get y'all to where I'm not driving you too crazy. There we go. Okay, now she wants to be stable. Awesome, Jeanette. That'll work just fine. Perfect. Look at her. She's so cute. I already love her so much. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, if you're new to the group, what I like to do is show on the Altair Meridian how to do the technique and then take it over to the Solaris, because not everybody has the same machine. So I'm going to move the camera over to the Solaris now. So here we go. Y'all ready? Well, hello, Sunshine. This is Sunshine. The other one was Mabel. But I always have to turn that light off in the background, and I forget to until I come over here. So let's turn that off. And I'm actually going to use the same hoop. It's okay, nothing's going to happen with those little markings on there. So I will go ahead and slide this on, and I guess I should go ahead and change the thread super quickly. Now, a good little tip for changing thread, and this is like one of my, it's in this, it should be in the machine sewing Bible, if there ever was such a thing. Let me give you my tip for changing threads. I'm going to bring some light over there. So, if possible, never ever take your thread and pull it backwards. We are all taught to do that, to rip it out that way. Don't do that. And there's a reason why. Number one, we have all paid a lot of money for these gorgeous machines, right? And so, by pulling that backwards, you have all these little tensioners and springs up in here. And you have the possibility of maybe catching on a spring or tensioner and getting it out of whack. So the best way to do it is to cut here and then pull out its natural progression. So you'll take the thread and pull it out this way. I promise you that 0.22% of change of money that you spent on that one little piece of thread for cutting it is going to save you a lot more money than taking this in, because these are expensive to take in too. So that's my little tidbit today. Okay, so what color bobbin thread? Oh, good question, Jeanette. You can, for quilting, I didn't do it on this one, but you can wind your same bobbin or your same thread if you want to. So let's say this one. I can go and wind this on a bobbin and do that in there. However, I'm just using the the finishing touch bobbin thread. And each of the machines are different, so I always get them backwards, but I believe I've got 90 weight in there right now. So, how do you match up for a long strip of stitches when rehooping? Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment, Mindy. There's a cool technique for that. Great question. Okay, so let me put this back on real quick. Just take me a second. The price of the machine right there is all in that threader. Oh, you didn't see that. Sorry, you missed the threading. Okay. All right. So, Molly says, where can I purchase? Molly, you will, for your 9.5 by 9.5 hoop with IQ positioning, that was a hoop I had to have. I ordered through my local dealer. So, well, I actually work there. So, so you can do it through a authorized baby lock dealer. Okay, so same technique, except for we're going to do something a little bit differently. We're not going to use the camera or app for this. What we are going to use is this built-in scanning. So my Destiny owners or Dream owners, you're going to do this the same way. So let's go into embroidery, and number 6 is my little designs here, and luckily I have the same design, so I can just go find that same one, and I'm going to hit set. There it is. It's the same size. So I am going to do the whole process over again. So first, let's go to edit and make it long enough or short enough or whatever. So remember, I did 4 of them, and then I shrunk it down. So, and I remember the numbers too. So first, I'm going to go to this border function, and then I'm just like to move it up. So just in case I need some more room, I'm going to use the linear way. The up and down, the horizontal, no, what is that? Vertical, thank you, vertical. And I'm going to add 3 more with the plus sign right here. Plus sign going towards the bottom. You can build up or down, but there's one thing. Let me show you this. So if I go here, okay, so if I let this stay right here and I go +1 on the top and +1 on the bottom, it's going to stitch out in that order. So it's going to stitch the center and then the top and then the bottom. I'd rather it just stitch from the top down. So you can also minus those. So take them off. There we go. So I'm just going to do 3 to the bottom. There we go. Yeah, Jacqueline. That's me too. I did too, and it's worth it. That 9x9 hoop or 9.5. Because you got a lot of 8-inch designs and all that, it's perfect. Like 8-inch quilting blocks or 8-inch in the hoop projects or something like that. It's perfect for that. So I'm going to select OK. Now before I go and ungroup and then regroup them again, I'm going to go to size, and I'm going to shrink it down. Yep, it's the same number, 5.40. That's where the other 2 are at, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to do my special little trick. I'm going to ungroup and then group. Now they're one unit. So in order to scan what is on my hoop right now, all I have to do is select this little camera right here. So I'm going to tap my camera and select scan, and then OK. And what's going to happen instead of the app is it's just going to take a picture. And I do have a regular 9x9 hoop, but this was already hooped, so I'm just leaving it on this one. It's not a big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. It won't blow the machine up. Yay! Guys, it's already dark out. It's really weird. Okay. Okay, so now, Well, Mindy, the other thing is about that, and I'm glad you said that, is we always want to support baby lock dealers or brother dealers, or if you have a Husqvarna, if you have whatever brand you have, you always want to support them because they keep us busy, and guess what? They keep me busy too. So I love it. Okay. Jeanette, it should be, Jeanette, yes, it should be the same. And the icons may look a little bit different, but it's going to be the same premise. Okay, so remember I was trying to find a lighter or darker on the meridian. This one does have it here, so I can make my background image darker or lighter or almost non-existent. But I think I'm going to leave it in the center because that's like perfect for me. So I then will select close. And now I'm going to go into my rotate and move it to where it needs to be. So I'll select rotate. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to do I'm going to start with 10 degrees. I just like to start with the 10 degrees. The 90 degrees is going to make it more linear. There we go. So I'm going to move it over using my little icons here. And we can see that it's already off kilter. So I'm going to have to use my 1 degree to start playing with that to make it go wherever I want it to go. Let's just go up, up. There we go. And then, of course, I can zoom in. I'm going to go to about 150 so I can see. Now, in order to pan around in the Solaris, and I think the Destiny 2, you have to select the little hand. That way I can move the picture around and then untap it. And I'm going to, actually, I'm not sitting in a chair. I'm going to get down on my knees so I can really get in there and take a look and make sure that that is almost perfect. Hey, I think that's pretty good. I might bring it down a hair. There we go. Maybe one more hair. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now with this one, and I'll just embroider this one out for you. I won't do the last one. I'm going to go to embroidery. I'm going to go to layout. And then I'm going to select my monochromatic button here. And then just drop my foot and hit start. So now it's just going to do that embroidery right there. And then I will show you all about connecting them if you're going to be doing something really, really long. Thanks, Jeanette. With the Solaris, you can project the picture of the stitch. Yes, yeah, Linda, that's right. So let me show you what Linda just said. This is actually something really cool with the Solaris, so that's a good thing. You know, for some reason, I do always just kind of skip over that because I just forget about how awesome it is, and that's terrible. But let me go back and turn it around a little bit and show you what Linda is talking about here. And I'm just going to do right there. Okay, so I'm going to hit close. Okay, so what I've done is I've just went and rotated that one, and I'm just going to put it right there with my fingers right there, okay? So what I can do is go to embroidery. Did I miss something? No. I'm going to go to embroidery, and I'm going I'm sorry guys, I just noticed you couldn't see that. There we go. Then I'm going to go to this little icon right here. That is your projector. And so I'm going to tap on that. And what's going to happen is it's going to project a box. Now you really can't see anything just yet, and hopefully, let me see if I make it darker. I'm going to drag this box down here. Let's see how light I can get. Aha! Now, do you see the design right there? It'll project on the fabric. So that way I can go in and move my design wherever I want. That was a little too much of a move, but I can get, well, you get the idea. I'm pressing a little too fast and too hard. But you can always use that to project down onto the fabric, which is super duper cool. It's a great feature. Even if I move it down just a little bit, I can see where it's going to stop. So yeah, you can always use that feature. Thanks, Linda. Okay. So, in a nutshell, that's how you could do something like crazy quilting or something fun like that. So there we go. Not a great view, but you can see right there that there they are. There's my decorative stitches going around my block. Super cute. Now there is another great way to use this feature. And I do want to show you that because if you want to do, let's say, some sheets. Let's just say you were going to do, or pillowcases. You have to know, or you want to be able to line them up evenly, correct? Well, let me show you how to do that. This is really cool feature built into that border function. So I'm going to go to embroidery, and I'm going to go grab one of those decorative stitches. So let's just do, just going to look for a little simple one. Okay, this is good. This little guy right here. Oh, my background's still on. So how you turn your background off, guys, is you're going to go up here to your settings. And I always have to find the page. There it is. It's going to say background image, and I'm just going to say delete. Perfect. Because I don't need it on anymore. Okay, there we go. There's my little design. And what I'm going to do is just add one more onto that. So I'm going to go back to my little border design, and I'll just add one on. Now I'm just using a 5x7 hoop, so I'm going to move it up as far as I can on my 5x7 before it disappears. Really got out of there, huh? Out of that range. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, if I want to be able to keep going with this design, what I'm going to do is select this little icon right here, this little button right here. It's a little arrow going down. And then I'm going to, there's a little red box you may not be able to see very well. There you go. I'm going to move this red box down to the last one. So using these arrows right here, I'm going to tap that. And now the little red box is around the second grouping there. Now what I'm going to do is add a registration mark to the bottom. Okay? So I'm going to just use the center one right there. And you can't see it because the red box is right there. But it added a little registration mark right there. I could even add a little side one or two little side ones. So let's just see what happens there when we stitch that out. So I'm going to go to OK, embroidery. Let me slide the hoop on and we'll stitch that out real quick and let's see what happens. And I am going to do them monochrome. And hit start. And this will be really quick. Little stitch out here. Now, what is that little funky stitch? Well, that is your registration mark. Looks all kind of crazy, but that's okay. Those come out easily. And since I put 3 on there, because I was being silly, I guess. But we'll just use the center one. Yeah, I put way too many, but that's what I do. Okay, so it's going to say finished embroidery. I'm going to say okay. And now what I'm going to do is, if you'll notice, this little icon showed up when I put those little registration marks on. So I'm going to tap that. And now what I do is, see this little green line here? I'm going to take and move down the design with the move. Until my needle, and I can even, let's turn the, I'm turning the projector on. There we go. So, yes, the Altair does do this. It doesn't do the projector, but I need to move this down here. This is where I want to be. Oh, nope, I want to be up here higher. I'm going to turn that off because it does make it a little hard. So let's move this button up to here. And basically what I'm trying to do is get that center. Okay, don't be fussing at me, you. No, that needs to go down a little. So you can always use your needle to find that center area. There we go. And I should be where I'm supposed to be. But let me turn on my projector to see if I'm right. Pretty darn close. Yeah, I'm pretty darn close there. So let's see what happens if I put my foot... Oh, okay. Don't fuss at... She's a fusser too. Let's put my... Now, why it's starting way up there is I've obviously done something wrong. So 1 second. You know why? I know why. Because my plus sign needs to be down, not so high. I stopped at the wrong area, so let's see if I can make that go back to 0, so that way I can move. And it's probably not going to work because now I've made it to, yeah. So see what I did, guys, is I've made it too big. So, well, you live and learn. Welcome to Anna's show. She always messes it up. So what I'll do later is I'll actually do a video and post it up here of that, guys, because my hoop is too small for the design I chose to make it go all the way down. So let me do that. I'll do that in a little while, and then I'll repost it back up to here. So we will do that. So, okay, you know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes in here, in this beehive. Okay, so let's do this. Well, I hope you learned a little bit of something today. A little bit of messing up. That's what I do best. me grab this. Where'd it go? Okay. Yeah, Cookie, hear me. I hear you. That's just, you know, part of my charm. Okay, so if you want to, can I show it on the Meridian too? Yeah, when I make the little video when we get off here, I'll do it on both. So I'll kind of do it where how I do this, so I'll jump back and forth. Absolutely. So hopefully you're able to take the embroidered decorative stitches and come up with some really cool ideas. Pam, that's what I did. How did I forget that? I did. So Pam got me right. What I forgot to do was move my fabric, and that's like the #1 thing that you're supposed to do. So I'll get us right on that. But let me show you. I'm glad you said that, Pam, because let me show you this. Okay, so they make a hoop for that, for bordering. So it's really nice. I think there's 2 of them. I just can't remember the sizes. But this one is a 4x7. And so what you do is you take and you put it on the machine. So you've got your little thing right here. And then you take your fabric and slide it underneath. And then you clamp it. Well, this is too small, but you'll get the idea. I will do it at an angle. And then you clamp it. And what you can do is take and move your fabric down. And these are really neat. So try out one of these if you ever get a chance to. They're really, really fun. Or magnetic hoops. Magnetic hoops are amazing. So there's plenty of options for bordering out there. So this one's fun. I like that one. I like the little pop. Now you can't get too far in though. That's the only thing. So when I open it back up, let me show you. You really can't get that far because you have these little guys right here that are going to stop you. So you can only go, you know, so far in. So it's not really for like quilts or big quilts or anything like that. So that's where the magnetic hoops come in. So let's see. Yeah, they really are, Jeanette. So hopefully that'll make you open up your little, you know, sewing experience a little bit more. When we get off here, I'll jump back on and do a quick video on those. I'll jump on the Altair/Meridian and the Solaris, so that way y'all can see me do that without fumbling, because, you know, fumbling's fun, but not all the time. So let's see. So I have a magnetic hoop, but it's so hard to get in and out of my Meridian. Yeah, some people do, you know, they're just they are very magnetic, in the sense that they are hard to pull apart. Yeah. Yes, Ernestine, yes. Absolutely, that'll work. So, yeah, I've been thinking about, I don't have any, and I've really been thinking about buying a set, because that would be kind of fun, you know. And I do want to try the one for the Solaris too. That is an amazing hoop. It's got these really cool clips on it that make it really easy for moving. So I really want to try all those. So throughout the week, if you have any yeah, Pam. If you have any suggestions on what you would like to see, I kind of like to see what questions you guys asked during the week, and then that way I can go about kind of making the classes or making the Facebook Lives. The other thing is there will be, from now on, I will be doing one a month of the pay class. So it's something fun to learn with IQ Designer, and something you can really, really do to help you broaden your experience with the machine. So Polly asks, when you do quilts, do you have an entire quilt with quilt blocks together or one block at a time? Polly, you can do it either or. I've done a video where we've done, it was actually working on that little one there. You can do it either or, however you want to do it. You can do each block, But I say go ahead and make your whole top, and then just, you know, layer it with your batting and your backing. You don't need any stabilizer. And then you can hoop them and quilt them any way you want to by using your embroidery module. You can use the same thread on the bottom underneath. I don't use a lot of cotton thread to embroider with, so if that's something you're looking for that cotton look, they make a matte embroidery thread that you can use. Let me show you. I have one right here, actually. This is made by Embellish. It is, you can see it looks like cotton. I love this. I love embroidering with this because it makes it look like you've embroidered it with cotton thread. And I'll show you them together so you can see shiny and matte. So you can put that in the bottom of your bobbin. So yeah. So let's see. Do edge-to-edge quilting. Jeanette, I have done that in one of the videos. So maybe we can broaden on that. We can expand on that. But yeah, as soon as I get that list up, you'll be able to see and go back through. Don't forget the tips that I taught you at the beginning of this video, or if you're jumping in late. What I did at the beginning of the video is go through and showing you how to easily find the videos, because they are kind of hard to find in Facebook. So hopefully that'll help. So with that being said, I hope you guys learned something today, and I'm so happy to have my group of girls and gentlemen. So thank you so much for coming to the Beehive. Yes, I know I need to get on the snowman. You know what? Mary, we'll do that next week. We'll do snowman next week. Good, thanks, because I forgot all about that. I hope you guys have a great week. It's the first week of November. That means Christmas is like next week, really. It feels like it. And hopefully we'll get some cooler weather down here. I hope. If you're freezing right now, I'm jealous. And guys, have a great week. Remember to shop local, shop small, stay safe out there, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye, guys.